What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hopefully you're having a good one. Today I'm doing a story time on a bad teacher I had. Now, I've done a video on this in the past, but this is also a teacher that I was thinking of today, and I was like, you know what, I gotta make a story time on this person. And she was like the perfect example of what a bad teacher is for a lot of people. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So this story takes place in middle school. This is more specifically the 7th grade year. I had a teacher, and this was my physical science class. This was actually the year I dropped out of school and started doing online schooling during that time as well. This was pre-COVID, obviously, because I know a lot of people during COVID, they dropped out of school physically and did school online, and everyone like fucking hated it and all that stuff. That should be a topic for another day, just talk about that. But specifically with this teacher, when I was in 7th grade, let's call her Miss Karen, because this woman was genuinely a Karen, just for namesake reasons, obviously. So I had this woman as my physical science teacher, and I met her back at open house, and she just seemed like the most miserable human being on planet Earth. And from what I heard nowadays, I know she left not long after I did, but that wasn't because of me in particular. It was just more because of how terrible she was as a teacher. But first day of class, I had some of my best friends in that time during that class, and I'm still friends with some of them to this day. And we were just chilling, and then we were chilling in class, you know, we were doing our shit, and then we were just silently talking. She was like, you can't shut the fuck up. Just like stupid shit like that, man. And she would just like gaslight you in front of the class and stuff like that. Like one time I wore a scarf to class because I was like cold, and this was during like October, I think. Yeah, it was like September, October. It was like starting to get a little chillier. And just, she was like, can you take that scarf off? I'm like, do you have a problem with me wearing a fucking scarf? Like, just teach the class. Like, I'm not distracting you. It's not distracting me. Like, just shut the hell up. Like, genuinely, just shut the hell up. And she started, like, fucking screaming at me as well, just, like, about the whole scarf thing. I'm like, well, you shut the hell up. Just, this woman, man, was the worst of the worst for teaching. And not on top of that, she fucking sucked at teaching. Because I would take notes in that class, and everyone in class, you like raise your hand if you remember like X, Y, and Z or whatnot about what topic, whatever topic we were doing in physical science. She was a genuinely bad teacher. She could not teach worth shit. And to be honest with you, I went to the school like that money mattered to these people. And if you had a shitload of money, you would be treated better. But if you didn't, you were going to be treated like shit. That's just how it went at public school, specifically where I lived. I know it's like that for most public schools anyway, but mine was exceptionally bad. And it was just a big problem. And it still is a big problem to this day. But the good news is, like I was said, she's not a teacher there anymore, and I checked this morning as of the making of this video, and she is not a teacher there. And I kind of figured she wouldn't. She was an older woman anyway, but not like super old. I think she was like, I don't know, in her 50s when she was teaching, when I was there. But she was just genuinely like the worst. Like you would be doing a topic about, let's just say, just something in physical science. It could be literally anything. And we would get homework, and the homework, we would do it, and she would just have the biggest problem with everybody in the class. And nobody remembers shit to do because she couldn't fucking teach. Like, she was just genuinely a bad teacher. It was the same thing. I had this issue as well my first year of college with a certain professor. That will be for another Storytime video, but the reason why I just genuinely did not like this woman, she came off as, you know, snotty. She'd be like, oh, you go to the principal's office and stuff like that. And honestly, going to the principal's office was probably a better decision because you at least at the principal's office, you at least get to chill versus and get a mild lecture versus having to deal with that screaming bitch. And then we also had another physical science teacher in that grade. Let's just call her Miss Fuckface. So yeah, Miss Karen and Miss Fuckface were like the two physical science teachers for 7th grade we had, and they were just both the worst. I never had Miss Fuckface, so I lucked out big time. But I did have Miss Karen, and she was the true definition of a Karen. She had the Karen cut, and she's like, I'm gonna tell you, go to the principal's office, just like all the time. I'm like, bro, I would leave this class, like, swear to God. And the reason why she got fired, I'm gonna tell you why she got fired right now. She shoved a kid onto the locker out of pure fucking anger, dude. And I mean, it was bad. She shoved the kid into the locker. Now, if that's not crazy, I don't know what is, man. But you had teachers like that. They were just a genuine problem. And if you have them, you're more like, fuck it, I just need to get rid of them. So she got fired for that. This was like right after I left too, because I don't know if I've ever done a story time on the channel on why I left public school. I think I have. It's just probably privated. Let me know if y'all want me to do like a remastered video on that. But I ended up leaving school soon after, and I went and got a better education elsewhere that was not public school. And if you see nowadays in the news, public school systems are kind of dying out. School choice is like the big thing. School choice is huge. You get to teach your kids. A lot of people are getting more homeschooled than ever. That's why a lot of people are more like closed off and reserved, because people in public school are just a genuine pain to deal with. So, yeah. So, thank you so much for watching this video. I know this is a little different compared to what I usually do, but I figured I'd make another teacher story time because I just thought of it today, and I was like, fuck it, let's go ahead and make a teacher story time. Let me know what you want to hear for the next story time. I have plenty more story times to talk about. It could be literally about anything, and I'll be like, yeah, I have a story to talk about this. So, yeah. Leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see y'all in the next one, guys. Peace out.